tried to diplomatically tried to see if they would be willing to talk to us, which ensued into a fight. We decimated half, maybe less than half of the number of wolves from that cave because some
Decimated is
ventured
a
out.
strong word.
I say
we what's the word?
combated.
Yes, we dealt with some combatants. Upon examining the cave after combat had stopped, there was an individual down the bottom that was praying to a idol, to a god of sorts. To what I remember off the top of my head. And there were some children inside cages that were being used to or you being forced to fight one another to determine who was the strongest so they could be changed into a wolf. And we rescued those children, and we're in the midst of trying to run with the children back to the nearest place, which is probably most likely Kresk. Anything important I missed?
We got
a lot, but there's a whole written story about it. It's fine.
We also got a medallion.
Hold on, who's carrying the medallion? Because I can't recall that one.
I think Galen is the one that's carrying the medallion.
Pretty sure Percha has it.
I was trying to identify it, so I don't know if I'm carrying it or if someone else is carrying it.
I would assume you still have it if you didn't pass it off to somebody.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
don't think we ended up actually getting we didn't get the identify actually finished, so you would still have it because we started running before you could identify it.
Yep.
I am carrying children.
Also, Clint, Fallon, and Kita got bitten by werewolves, and if they die, they're going to turn.
Oh, that was also important information.
Oh,
Yeah.
It'll be fine, guys. It'll be
A
fine.
little bit.
It'll be fine.
All right.
Sure, we will be fine.
Let's go and get these kids home and maybe...
Nothing bad ever happens in Barovia.
Yeah, nothing bad ever happens in Barovia.
It's always sunny in Barovia.
Yeah. I call dibs on being Danny DeVito in this group, by the way.
We running?
Yes, we
Alright.
are running.
You start the run there after, well, an altercation with the werewolves, the decision to take the children alongside you. So you used the spell, passed it out trace, and left there as fast as you could. So, this is where we are going to start with
Making
group.
sure we grab Morgan Freeman on her way up.
The group ready to leave the den of woes, it seems. At least, well, hope it is. You did find a strange magical item. I can show you guys the item here. Give me a second.
Sure.
Oh, that'd be something dope.
So you can
magical amulet.
so you can see. Of course, I can't really show exactly what it does before you guys figure it out, but I can show you the image. This is the medallion.
Interesting.
That's fucking dope.
That is a dope ass medallion. Who's gonna wear it? I already got my blings.
Well, I've got to first identify it to know exactly what it does and what it's actually more beneficial and all that stuff. So until I do this, it's pretty much anyone's guess.
Guys, can we talk and run? Let's go.
I'm
we are-
running and talking at the same time.
I'm carrying like 8 children right now.
The running
Six.
starts. At what speed do you want to proceed here?
We're fucking
Could possibly
cooking.
go.
Double time. Maybe try holding up in the cave that we camped at the night before if need be.
No, we camped out in the actual forest itself. We didn't camp out into a cave.
Yeah, there was a cave that we.
The cave was the night before. We're not making it to the cave before
No,
we have to
we're
launch.
not going to make it to the cave. We're going to have to go ahead and be quick about the. I think being quick is the better option because these
Agreed.
guys
Yeah.
can run fast.
I think we
This
just
is
want to
their.
go
this is
straight
their-
across to the gate.
Yep. I say we go straight across, and then if we incur a point of exhaustion, fine.
We can
Like-
sleep that off.
We can sleep it off. I would much rather get these kids the hell out.
So would I. Come on, kids. We're a bunch of strangers taking you back
you
to.
do have
hopefully somewhere safe.
if I'm not mistaken, you got close to the den there with how many hours you were around here, but you waited, so it didn't really count as travel time. If you stopped and did a quote unquote ambush.
Yeah, because we stopped to do a stakeout.
Yeah, but I think it was like 4 hours for you to get here, right? So you still have 4 hours to go back. So
we can make it back to the cave then?
No,
to the
cave's
cave?
like way back here.
Yeah, the cave
Cave is
is here. It depends on where do you want to go, at what path do you want to take. If you want to go straight south, one thing is for certain:
I say straight southwest.
the chance that they are to the southwest is huge because that's the path they took. So it
is it?
depends.
Path
Yeah.
southwest.
It was
Okay, then we'll head
south,
straight south.
but
Caves
Then said straight south. Yeah.
Yeah, just go straight
Try and get
south.
to the cave.
yeah,
Yeah.
southwest.
South.
Southwest, I suppose, are the places that could have a chance to find them, unless you want to try something else. You are currently not leaving any tracks because of passage out of trees.
Passage out of trees.
Yeah.
Which could give us a good head start to get to the cave, at least.
I would highly recommend if we have another pass without a trace, it needs to be cast a minute before the first one drops. That way we can try to keep our footsteps covered.
Yep.
Buy us some time
What do we have for left for spell slots between the two of us here, Fallon?
I've
got one third level and a fourth level I can use.
I have one more second level, so I can only cast it once.
I still got plenty of spell slots, but I don't got Pass Without a Trace.
That's
Okay.
the problem there.
That's the problem. So let's. So should we go? Should I know it's out of the way, but should we go towards the edge of the lake? Since we know that they went like this way.
They were either heading this way or they were heading somewhere in this.
They went to exactly that. Yeah, it's somewhere on those lines here.
So then we should go this way.
I'm going to ask the question: how is the state of the children that are with us right now?
We're all. I think all of us. Anybody that can carry them.
They are
I mean, like,
terrified, but well. They are children. They can be carried like backpacks, I suppose.
Okay. I figured that's the deciding factor we should consider also is the children's ability to move themselves also.
Well, they're not moving. We're carrying them.
Okay.
Second of all, we got to remember that if we're going to go around, it's going to take us a bit longer to get back.
So the question is, do we want it to take longer and know we will more than likely avoid the wolves entirely, or do we want to go straight through and risk it?
If you can get to the cave, I can use the hut to protect the cave entrance.
If we get
to the cave without running into it.
But normally
if the cave is in here.
If it was just us, I'd say we could
assume if you can go if you can travel, you will be able to travel without incurring in any type of a check for 8 miles fast. So 8 miles I am already counting with a double movement, so something like this, if you go a few hours as possible, to get to around here. This is yeah, already including rough terrain. If you go like this or like this, it's will be 8 miles. You can count it exactly 8 miles there.
I kind of
would we remember where the cave is?
The cave is straight up here, around here. You would pass exactly on the domain of where the werewolves went. Now.
Yeah, I would like to not do that.
What? Is there a reason why we can't just go straight through?
That's what we're talking about.
We can definitely go right into this clearing, but
because it's the shortest route, and we avoid at least our suspected area of where they are currently.
The thing here is we're going to be incurring rough terrain going through there, so yeah.
You can go 8, and then like around here, and then every other hour there, 10 miles would be 1 check, and then if you wanted 12, another check, and you'll probably be there with 2 checks if you take the route that's closest to the town there. So around 6 hours.
We got children. We gotta get back to the city as fast as possible. The village as fast as possible.
Let's start booking her then.
Let's do it.
All right, to the side here.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right.
We're gonna take this route.
All right. So let's go. There will be.
After our first hour, Kita will use a 3rd level spell slot to cast Pass Without a Trace.
Again? Yep. All right, before it ends?
Yeah.
Yeah, like
makes
a minute
sense.
before it ends. I'll
makes sense. How many times?
Well, I can do it once. Fallon can do it once, so that gives us 3 hours with Pass Without a Trace then.
Yeah.
Which is a pretty good head start, at least to cover us a bit.
All right, 3 hours then. We're going to go with Pass Without a Trace to the side.
Yep.
All right.
We'll burn our spell slot. We'll burn that one.
All right, let's go.
Let's move.
Let's go.
Let's move and get the fuck out of here.
This is going to be
okay, Mario.
4 hours of travel, as fast as you could. The first 3 hours, I suppose, are going to be without the tracks, and after 3 hours, tracks are back.
Probably about here we would have made it without the Pass Without a Trace, probably.
Yeah, but probably a bit more to the side here, but yeah.
Okay.
All right. Do you want to continue here towards the town, or what do you want to do?
I say yes.
Like, this is going to be like 1 hour and then 2 hours, or straight up go directly to the side here and try to get there in 2 hours. I suppose this, right?
I say, yeah, go that way.
Go that way.
All right.
Yeah. That way we go, because we need. We need to put out.
At this point here.
Yeah.
Oh no.
No, I'm just trying to see which one has the highest constitution here. Oh yeah, Kita will cave bear shape for the next couple hours of travel, and she will carry as many children as she can on her back.
Mm-hmm. All right.
You gotta inform the children. The nice lady here is going to turn into a bear. Don't freak out.
All right. Start to make your way towards the town there, and it is when you are almost on the edges of the clearing there that you begin to realize that the House of Wolves seem to be expanding. Some of them getting closer to you, others farther away. You realize that the forest itself there, the woods, is probably beaming with creatures of the night.
100% we are.
Yeah, but
why aren't we being hunted is a good question.
you realize that well, they are searching for you, but
100% are searching for us.
Took
a
bit of time there for them to find you, I suppose. As the trees was the defining factor, and you managed to get right next to the village of Kresk as you get here. All right, and as you get right at the entrance of Kresk, you finally see safety.
You just yell, "Help!"
Right. Yeah, let's put you guys here, right at the entrance.
At the nick of time.
Right. Before we continue here, I will put you guys on the gate, and well, I do need probably to do a quick refresh here because it's taking a bit to load. I probably need to refresh, but you are currently at the entrance of the village of Kresk. You managed to arrive there safely with the children. Of course, right at the edges there is a huge forest, the forest you just came from. And, well, there does seem to be a lot of things happening there. There are a lot of sounds coming from there that last time were not there. Howling of wolves, even cries that seem to resemble not really howls, but a sort of a strange lament.
Oh shit.
But you managed to get the children to safety. You arrive at the town of Kresk, and at the entrance you see as the guards see you approach, and at first they seem to be on the verge of saying something, but they see not only you, but also the children, and the gates of Kresk are open to you.
Thank God they don't close doors to kids in need.
Anybody else get kicked out of Foundry?
Yeah, I had to
Yeah,
restart.
he's refreshing it.
Everyone here, but don't worry. It's almost up, but yeah.
Yep.
I think it.
At least one was.
I restarted the entire server there to see if it gets better. I probably will. It's something that I should have done when I started the game, but I mean,
all good.
I didn't think I would be able to survive today, so I did really had the time. But let's go.
It's okay.
Yeah. It's I think it's sinuses or something like that. It's like so acute.
It sounds like it's sinuses.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, and I have no idea what to do because I've never felt this like this before.
Have you had like ramen noodles?
No.
That might be. But
yeah, I think the game is already loading here.
Yeah, I'm just stuck on the screen right now.
Yep, it's loading.
Yeah, that's gonna take a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Clint's like, oh, thank God that we got here before the wolves caught us.
Should we take them to the burgomaster's house?
Let's ask the kids where they're from and figure out.
They might not be from here.
I'm not convinced they're all from Kresk.
That's what I'm asking, where they're from, so we know where to take them, or at least figure
They're
out,
not
like...
coming with us.
I know they're not, but I'm trying to figure out a way to...
here until we deal with what's left out there.
Tell the appropriate town that, hey, we rescued some kids. They're in Crest, but they're safe and sound. You know? So that way their parents aren't freaking out all over.
So, DM, where are they from?
Gotta ask the children. I don't know.
That's why I'm asking. I'm just like,
where are you from, kids?
Yeah.
Tell the middleman and the undead dude where you're from.
Raise your hand if you recognize this town because you're from here.
You see, as some of the children seem to raise their hand there, but they seem to be, well, a bit shy, to say the least.
Yep. Right.
It's not always that things like this happen, but they do seem to raise their hands, denoting that at least 4 of them are from here, in a sense.
And there's 6?
There are 6, yeah.
So we have 2 that are from somewhere else. Where are you from?
Talk to the other 2, and I'll go ahead and say, "Are you from Vallaki?"
You see that a little boy there seems to almost cry, and the girl is the one who speaks and says, yes, Mrs. We are from Vallaki. We were traveling with our family to Kresk, but we were attacked along the way, and then they took us.
I'll grab the little boy and I'll just try to usher him down, just to calm him down from crying, and I'll just try and say, "Well, we'll sort that out, okay?"
Did your parents make it?
Oh no.
No, Mrs. Oh, our parents are no more.
Oh, honey.
I'll
Okay.
grab the other one and I'll calm her down at the same time.
Oh, fuck.
We might need to speak
have
to the orphanage
any
lady
other
to see if she'll be
family?
able to take them in.
Well,
Do you have family here in Kresk that you were coming to see?
yeah, why were you and your family coming here?
Papa and Mama said that it would be safer here, and we traveled many moons ago, and well, we've been there since. But Mama and Papa were, well, and they don't really continue.
As I'm holding onto the boy to usher him down and try to calm the little girl, I'll just try and go ahead and actually just say, "It's all right, just calm down. All right, we'll figure out something." And I'll just look at everyone and go, give that look of like, "What the fuck are we gonna do?"
Clint will approach Kita, put his hand on her shoulder and be like, "Kita," and gives the just go with it look. The same kind of look you all
Percha.
to Percha. When she gives the "what are we gonna do" look, Clint will just will slide up the visor of his helmet, put his hand on her shoulder, and give the "just figure it out as it comes" face. Same kind of face he always does in all these kinds of situations, is just go with it. Wing it.
We'll talk to the
Just
bird.
lovely, you know?
Yeah, we'll talk to the burgomaster. Those maybe he can.
Yeah.
All right. You're allowed in by the 2 guards, and one of them says, "Wait, where did you find those children there?"
They were kidnapped.
I do recognize some of them. They were from here. Well,
Do you know where their families are?
It's been a while since they left the village. They left to the village of, it was the town of Alaki. But it's been so long ago. What happened?
Let's get out of the elements of the snow and just get them inside so they can get warm.
Yeah, sure.
They've been
Let's go.
traveling along.
Mm-hmm. And you are.
Where are we taking them?
I think to the burgomaster because, maybe he'll know what to do.
Dimitri at least know somewhere for them to go for now until we can find them somewhere.
At the very least, for now, it can be a place for them to stay for the night.
Well, Anna was upset that her kids were dying.
All right. You arrive at the center of town. You see as Dmitri Kraskov there seem to be cutting wood. Seem to be the kind of man to take upon the work himself too. He stops as he sees you approach and says, "Hey, ooh, who are those there?" And he narrows the eyes there as if trying to recognize. Aren't you Velikov's boy? And you seem to recognize some of the children there.
We found them in a werewolf's den. They were kidnapped.
Is that what happened? Their families left town a while ago. Not all at the same time, but they leave. Said they were going to find a place to stay in Valaki. Is that what happened?
People.
I'm afraid they didn't make it that far.
Huh.
No, the ones that were coming from Valaki to Kresk didn't make it that far.
I'm assuming the rest of the children didn't make it to Valaki either.
You see as all the children just shake their heads like, yes, we didn't. The werewolves are attacking people on the roads, probably then. They are.
I'm going to say to the Burgomaster's head, I said, there's a lot more involved than what is going on. They're kind of traumatized. We need to get them to get some rest. We've been traveling from the wolf's den to here.
Yeah, we don't really have a place for children here, but we can take them to my house. We can have some soup, and you can have a rest, children. Oi, we'll look after you.
As long as
I'll start ushering them to the house.
Dimitri, is there room in Kresk for them to stay until we can deal with Kirill and the rest of his pack?
I suppose there's something that can be done. I'm sure no one here would turn their backs into the children there, so don't worry. We'll look into it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, what happened out there? You found then wolves? It seems that they're getting bolder then. Those kind of things never happened before. At least, well, not for a while. Which means something changed.
It sounds like there's a new alpha in the pack right now.
And he has an agenda.
A dark one.
Sounds grim. Well, I will watch over the kids, yes. And as for you, what you're gonna do next?
I think we were all kind of hoping we could spend the night with you again and plan our next move?
Sure. Get things ready.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. He nods and ushers you to come to his house there, so you can set yourselves for the night. You arrive here, it's already dark, but there are things that can be barely seen. But yeah, you get into the house. You see as the children there start to go about, a bit curious to where they are. And Anna and Dmitri, both of them, seem to take upon themselves to help the children get settled here. As for you, you're left there to talk and decide what to do next. But they are taking care of the children.
Fallon will just take a seat at the table and start rummaging through her pack for the paper that Esmeralda gave them. And she will frantically write Esmeralda a note explaining what happened with the werewolves and how did she get cured from her werewolf bite.
Does she have an ink pen?
Yep.
I'll send all the children up to whichever room's got enough room for them all to just lay down for a bit, settle them in, wait for them to sort of doze off, and then after.
Or you're gonna stay with them, even though Anna and
I'm gonna just stay with them for a little bit, and then after they've settled down, where they've looked like they've passed out, I'll exit and go downstairs to talk to the rest of you.
Clint will be sitting. Well, would I like reposition the chair, one of the chairs, to be facing towards the door as he's sharpening his halberd, kind of just waiting for something to come through the door. Oh, by the way, have you figured out what that freaking amulet is yet, Percha?
No, because she hasn't got that far yet.
I have not had the time. My priority right now was to get the children settled in. And I'm going to look at Clean and go, I will get around to it when there's a free moment. Right now, let's just figure out what we're going to do with relation to the children. I will let you know when I'm done.
Here. They're not coming with us.
Okay, so it seems like one problem has been resolved.
This is a rare situation. I actually agree with Fallon. This is very weird that you and me agree on something.
Yeah, it's almost like leaving the kids behind instead of bringing them out with us is common sense.
What made you think I was going to build into a war zone?
Let's not.
Has Esmeralda responded?
I mean, you do write on the paper there, but the paper doesn't write back. It becomes what seems to be a paper bird and flies away at an astonishing speed and disappears into the distance.
That is some mystery shit right there.
Well, guess we'll wait for her to reply. Yeah.
Hey, Fallon, do you want me to take a look outside? Just to make sure everything's okay?
With you?
Me, particularly. You want me to go take a look outside?
Sure.
I'll fill in the Burgermaster, unless no one else has, about what exactly the wolves were trying to do.
And of course.
Still... follow Galen outside.
All right. Follow him outside. And the does not seem to be anything on the vicinities there with your seeing visibility, so...
I'm just saying, you can't be too careful when you have kids in
Yeah,
your pack.
I'm absolutely. But yeah.
Fair enough.
Especially with them being targeted all the time.
But yeah.
Fair enough.
I mean, we're behind the walls. I think we're gonna be okay now.
And the werewolves, yes. I was seeing if anything else was chasing after us. Fortunately, I don't see anything.
You needed my help for that?
Actually, no. I do have a question for you, though.
Okay.
Yeah, if you adopted a kid, when would you tell them that they're adopted? Would you rather tell them right away, or would you rather wait for an opportune time?
Well, I'm not the right person to ask that question because I would never adopt a child. So,
Hypothetically, if you had to. And you did.
I mean, as soon as they were old enough to understand.
I guess the question is, do you want me to tell you, or do you want me to keep it for now?
Are you telling me that I'm adopted?
It's more of the dilemma that I face.
Oh, this is a fun conversation. See it.
I mean, if you want to talk about it, sure. I think that if you're gonna raise a kid, just be as honest with them as possible, because if you lie to them, they're gonna find out, and eventually they're gonna resent you for it.
Yeah, that's the debate I'm facing, and I had Perch try to help guide me on that.
And you didn't like the answer, or you're just seeking a second opinion?
It was to seek a second opinion, because it's something about you. I've figured out something that might involve you, and I don't know if it does or not.
About me? What about me?
For a while, I had a memory that came back to me, that previous memory.
Was I in it?
I gotta find that paper. But no, there was a memory that I received. It was like a memory of a wagon and traveling across road with some friends, and I caught a glimpse of a face, and the face was similar to yours.
Conrad, do I remember what he's talking about?
Well, you do remember traveling in wagons with people?
Well, I mean...
It's not the only one.
What was the other one?
The other one came at the lake. An image of the person, but I felt a kinship to her. But it resembles a lot of you, but I'm not sure if it's you or not.
What was happening in the memory?
The last one was just an image of the woman.
So far, you've had 2 memories of someone who looks like me.
Yeah.
Okay. When I died, the being that offered to bring me back I wasn't gonna take his deal. I was gonna go peacefully into the afterlife or hell or whatever the fuck was waiting for me, and then he told me that Cass is closer than I think.
But now you see one of the
And-
reasons why I told you.
I mean, this is a lot, but if I and as she's silently just processing everything, she's staring very intensely at Galen to see if there is any sort of recognition or like any resemblance to Cass whatsoever, and or if staring at him like this is somehow going to make him remember more. She just is gonna. I mean, it's. I don't know. That's a bit of a. It almost feels like it's too easy. Like it's. Like you've been. I mean, if you are. And you've been under my fucking nose this entire time. I mean, do you want to know anything that could jog your memory? I
I tried to do the same spell as the lake, and it did not let me do it. In fact, it gave me a migraine.
well, not a spell. I mean, just like, do you have any questions for me? Like,
I don't have much in the way of memory to even conclude it.
okay.
That's why I was like, I'm trying to be nice. I don't want you to be mad with me withholding information, or, you know, that I knew better.
I mean, if you are him and you got yourself fucking killed,
Maybe that's why I'm more cautious in life. If recklessness killed me the first time around.
be real ironic if the man who always harped at me for running face first into things, and when I say the man, I don't mean you, Galen. I mean Cassian. He used to tell me that my recklessness was going to kill me, and
Well,
it did. But for him to also have died is that's a lot. I thank you for telling me. If you have any more of these visions, just let me know, and maybe I can fill in the gaps. For what it's worth, I'm sorry
if I am Cass, it was my own fault that I died the first time.
Yeah.
But do me a small favor.
Yeah.
Go a little easier on Clint. He's at least trying. In fact, he has been showing a lot more of my faith than I have been lately.
Well, he's not. I mean, it's not a secret. He's not my favorite person, but
Encourage his changing. Don't hold, you, as I would tell Kita if she was here, you can't let a tree will not grow if you do not let it.
okay. Well, pretty sure Clint might be a tree that's already been chopped down and is just a stump, but
Trees can regrow. I imagine.
I will go easier on him when he starts to deserve it.
And to be fair, I'm also going to try to do something myself with him.
I mean, you do whatever you want.
I think he needs more guidance than other people do.
I mean, by all means, have at it. I wish you the best of luck. You know, it's funny if you are Cass, he had a bit of a thing for people who were lost causes and trying to save them, myself included. So at least you're staying on brand. I'm gonna go find Kita. And she's gonna just kind of hesitantly reach out and put her hand on Galen's shoulder and give it a squeeze, and she looks at him differently than she has before, and in a way that's she's trying. It's like she's trying to see something that isn't necessarily there, and then she'll walk away and go back inside.
So, anything interesting outside?
Okay. While this was happening, let's rewind and go back to Clint sharpening his halberd. Kita's just going to be sitting at the table, her fingers tracing over her wolf bite, and she's going to look at Clint. You didn't have to do that, Clint.
Do what?
And Kita's just going to bring her eyes to look at the symbol that Clint has scratched out of his armor. That.
Kita, I know the image bothers you. Believe it or not, I'm trying. I'm very shitty at it, but I'm trying. I can't just fully abandon the emblem because it's a big part of who I am. Now, I want you to understand, right? The company's big, right? A mercenary company is large. I'm a part of a smaller unit, all right? I would not even probably have been in the same location as probably the larger company would be. Right?
I know that. But
And
the symbol, it just... Before, it just brings back that day. And
it
the
makes
smell of the forest burning and my mother's screams. And to see you walk around with it so proudly, I can't lie, Clint, it burns in my soul. I see you're trying, Clint, but whether or not you were part of the unit that killed my mother, you still were one of them. You walked around with that symbol, you wore it proudly, you did things I'm sure you're not proud of in the name of gold. And that's what bothers me.
You know what I was before I joined the Boar Company? I was just a hand. I helped some asshole noble and his wife on the estate, barely ever seeing a copper in my lifetime. One day, ruffians were harassing the village, and the unit came, and the gold I saw that was given was more I thought I would ever see in my lifetime. I wear it with pride because it got me out of a nowhere situation. I joined initially because it was special to me in the estate. I wanted to give us both a better life. They talked about having a cottage in the woods where we would just tend to the land and pay no one else but our own mind. And that was a dream I charged into the deadliest of battlefields to make real. I nearly died to get that. A little extra piece of gold, so I know no matter what came at us in the future, at the very least, we would never have the problem of not having money in our pockets.
And I guess that's the difference between you and me, Clint.
The dream died. That dream has been dead for a very long time. And when I heard what happened to that conclave, to your people, I was not the kind of person I wanted to be. I never waged towards civilians. I never took part to those. I kept my viciousness to the enemies, the people that would take the blades to me, where it would become me or them. And I'm always going to choose me, Kita. I'm never going to regret that option. But the day I learned that, me and a few other people in the company that agreed left. We were going to try being adventurers because I heard that was a pretty lucrative deal. Monsters to kill because everybody is fine with paying for a monster's removal. It was supposed to be a simple mission. It wasn't supposed to be anything grandiose or horrifying, At most, it was expected to be a kobold den. Something that, in theory, that I've seen many farm hands fend off, maybe kill one or two. Turned out what was causing the commotion wasn't a kobold. And I was the unfortunate one that survived.
My question to that, Clint, is who decides what the monsters are?
As corny as it sounds,
even if it's not your army or a general, somebody's telling you who a monster is. My mother wasn't a monster, but somebody somewhere along the line decided she was, and she's dead because of that choice.
If it makes it feel any better, I did ask about the supposed monster that was attacking. Because I didn't want to kill a sentient entity that was unknowingly doing it, you know? I fought my fair share of battles. I know that a lot of them stem from misunderstanding, confusion. I try to make sure I figure that piece out before taking action. Turned out it really was a a monster that was attacking livestock. People that that never really bothered anybody. They were farmers, Kita. I was the most dangerous person they have ever seen in their life for that monster. If that monster never shown up, they probably never would have seen. They weren't hurting anybody. They weren't doing anything. They were decent enough people. People were killed by this thing, Kita. Innocent people who, again, unlike me, have never bothered anybody, never did an untoward act that would warrant a murder, much less a death. Worst case for these people was probably a debate over whose sheep was whose. But this thing killed innocent people, women, children, livestock these people depend on for their own survival.
And I understand that, but at the same time, who gets to say that whatever this creature was is a monster? What if this? What if it had a home before those people came there, Clint? What if its entire life? What if its entire life it knew the wild? It knew how to hunt. It knew how to survive. And then those people moved there.
What makes their life? Innocent farmers, people who were just genuinely.
Would you shut up for a second and let me talk?
You don't get to tell me to shut up, Kita. No, you don't get to
let me fucking talk.
Nature. You use nature as an excuse to justify everything. Oh, you let the fucking wild animal out in the woods, and guess what it did? It killed children. It killed innocent people. I'm talking about the Vistani who have helped us out since day fucking one. Are you going to tell them, fuck, they're dead? Is that what you're saying, Kita? Is that exactly what you're telling me?
No, Clint. I'm saying fuck you.
Fuck you!
I'm off and leave.
Fucking self-righteous. I return back to sharpening my halberd.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as Fallon sees Kia storming out of the house, she's going after her.
I would have been sitting at the table as this is all happening, trying to block out everything, to go ahead and identify this amulet, and once it's done, I'm just gonna...
There's gotta be something cool.
Shake my head.
All right.
Yep, Fallon is following Kita, and she'll call after her and be like, "Where are you going?"
Away from that fucking idiot.
She'll just sigh. And
I sit there, I'm trying to apologize, and he won't let me get a fucking word in. He wants to go on a self-righteous little tangent about how he's so fucking innocent all the time. God forbid a fucking woman wants to say she was wrong. Because you know what? Every time I do, he proves me right. Can't have a conversation because all he wants to do is hear himself talk.
Hang on, sorry.
Doggy.
And a dog is barking in the village.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
Dog.
The dog is. think the best way to approach anything to do with Clint is to just not. I think that you have let him end the things that his people have done to you live in your head rent free for too long. And might I suggest just pretend he's dead. That's what I do half the time. Because if he keeps this shit up, he will be anyway.
Every time I think that man might be different than the people he supposedly can't stand, I see that I'm wrong. He's no different, arrogant, willing to follow whatever fucking he believes in, not willing to hear anybody else's opinion.
That's the thing is, you need to stop expecting things of him. You need to stop expecting. You need to stop expecting that he's going to be anything other than what he's proven himself to be.
I guess you're right.
I usually
She's gonna
am.
wipe her face. I'm sorry.
What are you apologizing to me for? I didn't kill your mother. I mean, to be fair, neither did Clint, but...
And I know that.
I understand why you want nothing to do with him because of who he associates himself with. I do. I think
And the
that...
thing is, I noticed when he made the effort. But after that, it just feels like a pointless gesture.
It was
Look
performative.
like something he's not.
It was performative. That's why when he started doing it, I didn't say anything about it. Because I was like, he just wants us to acknowledge that he's trying to make us think that he's trying.
But why? To point out all of everybody else's fault?
Yeah. He can't face himself, so instead he's gonna call out all the terrible things the rest of us have done. Because he can't stand to live with his own guilt. Because the people that he put his faith in are shitty fucking people. And that makes him kind of a shitty fucking person. And he doesn't want to reconcile with that. So instead, he's just gonna play the victim and call out every single other shitty thing any of us have done so that we know that we're not perfect either. And there is no changing him. Galen seems to think that he can fucking change him, and listen, I've been the person who said I can fix a man, and it doesn't fucking work. They get themselves killed, and then they come back to life, and you find them in Barovia.
Wait, what?
Galen might be Cass. He keeps having visions of memories, and there's a woman in them, and she looks like me.
So he's been here the whole time.
Maybe? Galen doesn't know. He's only had 2 memories, and the woman in them just bears a resemblance to me. It's not anything concrete, and not any sort of memory beyond, or that would trigger something in my brain. They were too generic.
Then why would he wait this long to say something?
I don't know. Maybe he wanted to be sure. Don't get me wrong. I'm not fucking happy about it, but
So what does it mean?
right now, nothing. Until there's some sort of concrete proof, it means nothing. And even if he does turn out to be Cass, and at this point, Fallon will take her hand and squeeze it, remembering back to their conversation where Kita explicitly expressed concern about what happened when they found Cass, which was less than 8 hours ago at this point. Even if it turns out to be him, it doesn't mean anything. I told you that finding him at this point was about closure. And my own stubbornness because he told me not to go after him. I mean, it's been 10 years. It doesn't matter what we were. It doesn't matter anymore.
Ida's eyes will be filled with tears at this point, and then she's just gonna latch onto Fallon and pull her in close.
Fallon's gonna wipe her tears, just hug her back, and would it make you feel better if I kill Clint?
I don't think he's worth the arrow.
He's not, but if it would make you happy, I'd do it.
I wanted to take what Purchase said apart. She's right. We're not on the same page. And how are we ever supposed to deal with Strahd or the wolves or Morgantha if we can't even go a day without being at each other's throats?
I think the key to that is just to use Clint what he's useful for, which is fighting things in battle. And ignoring him otherwise as much as you can. Because what he wants is attention. And if you don't give it to him, he has no power over you.
Hey, has Galen came back into the house yet, or is he still?
Probably. It's supposed to be a decision from
I know.
Galen
I'm asking.
himself.
Galen
Yeah.
came back. I'm asking him if he came back in.
Mm-hmm.
Probably eventually.
After Kita, after, sorry if I'm interrupting a moment.
Go ahead. Have your time.
Yeah.
After Kita has left. Oh, sorry. You were about to say, Fallon?
No, she's just cold. She wants to go home.
Okay. Um, after Kita has left out of there, storming from hearing the conversation between those two very loudly, during that whole time, I would have gone ahead and done the amulet. However, how long this conversation would have gone for, I would have gone ahead and tried to complete it in that time. If it's completed in time, I will probably go ahead and come out of it, and I'm just gonna put my hands over the amulet for the time being until I want to disclose what I've figured out about the amulet, and just look at Clint and go, well, that went very well, didn't it?
Yeah, I fucked that apology up.
Clint?
I know, I fucked up. She's gonna hate me, and I kind of made my peace on it.
Well, sweetie, I think the one thing that you forgot that was kind of crucial was, I think you forgot to do the crucial thing of listening.
Yeah. I'm shitty at it. I was actually gonna ask your opinion on something when she was in bed or something, but it now kind of feels in poor taste.
Well, all I'm gonna turn around and say to you right now is, and I've said this to my children, and if sometimes it bears repeating because it's relevant and it's on point, sometimes listening means you listen. Responding so quickly to what someone says isn't listening. Your mouth doesn't listen. Your mouth talks. And sometimes it gets the best of you.
Actually, Clint will stand up and take out a small piece of paper he had folded up and unfolds it before Persian is like, I was thinking of finding somebody who can put this little detail on my armor instead of the boar head. And in it is a crudely drawn sun with that's on a shield and a sword through. It's a little crude, not much of an artist, but I figured if I find somebody an artisan or someone who's skilled enough to, do the work for it, I figured, it'd be a nice little decal. Because I am been holding on to this number for a little too long. I really do need to put some distance there.
Well, what I know from the whole situation of what you and Kita have been intensely arguing about, I think I'm gonna ask this question, and just so I can make sure that I've got this little bit of information so I can pin it right there just for my own understanding. Were you around at the time when all these events happened to Kita?
Not really, no.
Not physically, but I'm talking about as in, were you of age at the time? Well,
I was of age, yes, but I was not even anywhere near that area. I was technically on the other side of the nation at that time because I was doing a smaller job. I was still new, so I was doing smaller gigs, like training, patrolling,
okay.
not exactly anything that would put me in actual combat, but more, just getting basic experience to understand what I got to be doing.
And this is where she'll just try to use this whole gesturing of like, okay, you've answered it. You've answered it. I think I got the answer that I'm looking for, my dear. So, I think right now it's just the fact that the symbolism of what the boar on your from that crest is just an insult to her. She's not blaming you for what has happened. She's just
It's
angry.
I understand why she's angry. My issue is she's very quick to write off just the regular people. You know, the people that are doing exactly what they would do in any other situation, is live their life, not bother anybody, bother or do any harm to it. She's just quick to write them off, that they're at fault. And maybe it was their fault. Maybe that animal, maybe whatever fucking monster was there, maybe that was their hunting grounds, etc. But she's writing off innocent people who were just trying to live. You know?
I understand that, sweetie.
That's what pisses me off.
But
Is no, Percha, I understand the situation, but that's and I get her spot, but the part that pisses me off is she's writing off other people and assuming nature's always in the right of it. And maybe in some cases it is, but at the same time, how would you feel if she said the same exact thing if one of your kids got hurt, killed? How would you feel if she said that? That it was your
this
kid's
is where
fault?
she gives that a bit of the look again to turn and say,
Clint will put his hands up. I'm not trying to start anything.
I
just want.
I understand that.
It's
I
like
understand your
how it
position.
feels to me. Is all.
Okay.
Just,
But can I say one thing though?
sure.
You pointed out this very firmly, and I'm going to turn and say very strongly. But the thing here is, the crucial thing that I could hear from that whole conversation from Kita was they're trying to say sorry to you. They're trying to apologize from their perspective.
I honestly don't think I deserve it.
Okay. But the thing here is, if you have someone who's trying to turn her and go, in a sense, oh shit, I fucked up, I'm sorry, you need to go ahead and just take it and go, okay, they apologized. Because it takes a lot for someone to apologize, to go ahead and swallow that big pill sometimes.
I just
To
don't
go
deserve
ahead and
it.
say, whether you deserve it or not, Clint, is beyond the point. The one thing I'm going to ask you to do, maybe what you could do, is take in the situation and just take it for what it is. Whether you deserve it or not is beside the point. If someone wants to apologize, let them. It puts them at peace. It takes something off of their mind.
I was actually going to do a lot of apologizing after I got the new sim. You know, a new chapter, a new me, and I feel like every time I make steps forward, I make even more back. I'm an idiot. I really am. Honestly, at this point, I'm surprised y'all still tolerate me at this point. I don't blame any of y'all for not liking me. I hadn't exactly made it easy to like me. I think the only reason Galen tolerates me is because he thinks I'm worth something that I don't see even in myself. I don't know. Odds are scratching out seems pretty hollow now that I'm looking at it. Just seems less genuine to me. Just, I don't know. I guess at the start it was a hollowed attempt, but I don't know. As I shipped it away, I kind of felt like I was starting a new chapter of myself, being a new Clint, if you would. And
You start to see Percha just has a moment of like, it's almost like she closed her eyes, but it's actually her eyes go a bit black for a moment.
hey, Perch, are you okay? You look a little sleepy.
Just so you know, eyes are wide open. It's just eyes gone black.
Okay, either way, like, are you okay?
Give me a minute.
Okay. So we'll try.
You, as she starts to hear you go on, it's almost like a repeat of the whole conversation yet again. She goes ahead and just, it's almost like eyes go black from that purple to black, and then it's going to flicker to a green. And you're just going to see her just sort of go, well, if you stop going ahead and self-loathing yourself and just go ahead and listen to what people are saying, then you'll have a difference of opinion. But right now, stop self-flagellating yourself, because it's not helping your cause.
Fair
And
enough.
it'll flick back to a purple.
Fair enough.
I'm sorry.
Anyways, what do you think of the symbol, anyways?
Sorry. What? Symbol, right. In all honesty, about the symbol, it doesn't matter what the symbol represents. You can see she's starting to get a bit confused.
You okay? Your eyes went black for a minute, and you kind of basically said stop with the self-loathing, which kind of true, but now I'm kind of a little more concerned about you. You're
I
black.
think I need a moment. You see she gets up. What did I identify about the amulet, by the way, Conrad?
Your inventory there. You find the name.
Thank you.
It's called
I will take the amulet with me as I go, so I can just go ahead and process it. And she'll just go, I need a moment. And she'll just step out the door of the Burgomaster's house and just goes for a walk.
Apparently, everybody gets to leave this freaking place. I'll stay here and I guess stay on watch for the kids
All right.
while everybody else does their thing and I'm doodling and sharpening.
All right. Now you all die.
Okay, see you later. I'll see you guys later.
see you guys.
Yeah, all right.
See you, you guys with the new characters.
All right.
But yeah,
As
you.
this conversation is
Yeah, go
coming
ahead.
to an end, and Kita's going words. Fallon and Kita are coming back. When Percha takes off, Fallon will look at Kita and go, "Want to go get her?"
Keith'll just nod and chase after Percha.
Fallon's going inside. She'll look at Clint and just say, "What the fuck happened?"
I fucked up an apology, and Perch's eyes went black for a minute, got lightheaded, and then left. Clint will fold the paper and put it in his pocket.
I'm not talking about what happened with Percha.
Oh,
What the fuck did you do?
I fucked up an apology.
You know, you and I have never seen eye to eye.
Yeah, I think that's mostly my fault, though.
And I don't think that that is ever going to change. I tolerate your presence because I don't have a choice. But I have been trained as a mercenary, just like you. Except you want to know what my job was? Killing
yeah.
people and making it look like a fucking accident.
Yeah, I was right on that one.
And if you hurt her, and she'll point to the door, referring to Kita, if you so much as make her shed a single fucking tear ever again, you answer to me. Do you understand?
Fair enough.
Be an asshole to me all you fucking like, but that girl is fucking sunshine and rainbows and has never done a single goddamn thing wrong to you. She got upset with you because people you associate with killed her mother unprovoked, and your response was to scream at her, not once but twice. And if you make her cry again...
Loud and clear.
I mean it, Clint. I will kill you and make it look like an accident.
Fallon.
She's done. She will walk away at that point and go upstairs to whatever room is empty.
I was about to say the kids are in the last room on the right.
She'll throw up a thumbs up as she goes.
I wonder what that medallion is.
Percha!
Hey, where the hell
I've got little legs!
Wait, how short are her legs now? Now that you say
I don't know.
it?
She's 5'2".
5'2".
I don't know. I've seen
Oh my
5'2"
God.
people with long legs.
Headspin. Headspin. Oh my god.
No legs, no torso.
I'm gonna. Petra will run up to a certain point. She'll find a place like a bench or something, and she'll just plop down. And she's taking very much like deep breaths while she's clenching onto the amulet for a bit, waiting for Kitty to catch up. Obviously.
Are you okay?
I'm a bit confused. I just lost a... I don't know if you classify it as a moment.
I'm not sure I know what you mean.
All I recall was having a conversation with Clint about his... And she'll look at you and go, that situation, giving that look of what happened. And she'll go, I just told him to go ahead and just realize that you were trying to apologize on your part, and that's a big thing on your part. And then he was just ranting on, self-flagellating himself again, and I was thinking that to myself, and then I just blanked out. And then he turned around and went from self-flagellating to straight on to talking about his amulet, and I just don't recall that moment.
Oh, I think Fallon does that sometimes when he talks too.
But he told me that my eyes went black.
Like, you weren't using thaumaturgy?
And she's going to shake her head as going, no, I just don't recall anything.
Has this happened before?
No, this is definitely new. This is definitely a bit odd.
Kita's gonna look down at the amulet in Pritch's hand. Does it have something to do with that?
No, no, it actually doesn't. I just took this so I can just take a moment to reflect. When yous were arguing, I had to try to block yous out enough, but hear enough at the same time to identify this. So I was able to pick up a bit of what was going on, but no, it's not related to this. She goes ahead and starts to go into the fact of, I think this is probably something more for like a, I'm guessing, a cleric of some kind. This would probably be beneficial for, maybe for Galen, I don't know. It seems to be really important. But yeah, but it's unrelated. I just felt like, I don't know. It was almost like, if I was to describe the sensation, I just felt cold, wet, sticky. It's almost like something just wrapped me up, and then all of a sudden just let go at the same time.
Kita's just gonna hug Pritcha.
She doesn't raise her hands as such. She's just got a clasp still as such. She's just trying to process what's going on, but she doesn't push away or tries to move away from the hug. She just takes the hug, and while she's still trying to figure out where and how this happened.
Kita will just take a seat on the bench next to Pritcha. If the amulet has something to do with Galen, I can't help but wonder, does your patron have a problem with you having it? Are we sure it's not related?
This is, to me, I feel like this is, that I strongly do believe it's unrelated. I think it was just a moment of, like, just, I think the best way to describe was I was getting quite annoyed that it was just, I felt like he was doing the exact same thing of, he self-flagellated himself, just realizing that he's fucked up and he was just punishing himself, and that
Good
just
evening.
riled me up inside, but I was trying to keep it tamed, and then all of a sudden I just it's and she's just looks very confused, like she knows what the sensation is as she described it, but she just can't explain like the why and how moment. She just knows that she's lost a moment of time. I'm worried. I'm worried.
Kita's gonna put a hand on Pritcha's knee and just kind of squeeze it to try to reassure. No. Whatever it is, we'll figure it out, okay?
I hope so. I really hope so.
whatever you can tell me, I need you to tell me.
Right now, that's all I know.
If this
I
happens
just
again, let me know right away.
well then I say just keep an eye out for when my eyes go black. Because Clint mentioned my eyes went black.
Well, then you have to promise not to use your thaumaturgy to change your eyes on us. Then
I wasn't even thinking of anything. It was. I honestly don't think it was thaumaturgy. But I'll try not to. She'll get up, and she'll go ahead and throw the cloak around you, and she'll just start walking back with you inside of her cloak.
Nikita will walk along with you.
Does Galen come? So Galen's back inside the house, correct?
Yeah, I've been out for a while.
Oh. So Galen, what do you think of that amulet that we found? What do you think it could do?
I'm not there.
Oh, sorry. I thought you said you were back in. My bad.
I'm out there wandering somewhere.
My bad.
I will say, if we see Galen along the way, I'll look at him and just do the finger ushering, to just with the finger notion, just say, "Come here." If we come across him.
You probably do.
And if once he gets close, I'll just put the amulet into his hand and say, "I think this will be a benefit to you." And click. And where is this person?
Click, click,
And-
boom.
And you receive the holy symbol of the Ravenkind.
Whoa.
Fancy.
A real
Woo!
amulet right there.
How come he gets all the magic items?
Well, to be fair, this one's actually.
This is a very cleric-heavy
You
campaign.
did modify this, Conrad. I appreciate it.
Sure.
Ooh. Intriguing.
But Galen, you do see there's a bit of concern and worry on, like, not with the amulet, but you'll see that worry and concern in her face, but she tries to poker face it, but it's not really the best poker face for her right now. She's just a bit rattled, and she's saying, "This is for you. I do believe this is something that you benefit from."
Yeah. I'll probably examine it on the way back.
Alright.
On the way back, Kita is going to look at Galen. I don't know who you are or what you did, or what we're doing, but leave her alone.
I'm just gonna look at you a little confused.
And Kita's just gonna tuck herself into Perch's cloak and keep walking.
Damn.
What a baby.
Yeah, I'm mentally thinking that.
Damn,
Jealous
woman.
baby.
Damn, woman. That's harsh. Be harsh to Clint. Believe our boy Galen alone.
But Perch is going to grab the wrist of Galen to turn and actually try to bring him along, so he's not thinking that he's being shunned or anything. She's going to grab and pull him across with us.
Get love, nerd.
I mean, isn't that all we need is love?
Yeah.
But
You guys do
Amy-
see. You guys do see Irina sitting in one of the chairs. They're just looking about, like, just nodding
Sorry
along.
Poor Irina.
Irina.
She is like, I did not
Alright.
sign up for the Real Housewives of
I-
Barovia.
I mean, let's all be
Conrad
honest here. She needs some entertainment in her life. I'm sorry you had to sit through all that, Irina. You good? Do you need like tea or something?
Well, I suppose you guys from the outside might be a bit different and never realized there was so much drama, but I mean, I suppose there's some baggage to be unpacked there, huh? I won't judge.
Yeah, there's. Can I have your opinion on something real quick? Just because
Sure.
I didn't get an answer from Bertia, or much of an actual one. I'm working on the. I take out the symbol I've been doodling. What do you think of this for the replacement instead of the boar's head that I usually have?
That's a
It was a
good
little
symbol.
corny, but
Reminds a bit of the Morning Lord, I suppose.
I don't know. Sergey seems like a pretty good guy. I figure this would be my screwed up way to honor him and maybe subtly mess with Strahd a bit.
Well, I like it.
How have you been, by the way? You discovered a lot of things that I imagine you never even dreamed that would ever even occur to you. How are you doing?
Well, I suppose it was a bit of a shock learning everything that I had, especially about the woman that appeared. I would really like to know more, but I mean, don't like I can go to the swamps alone. I don't know where we are off to next, but if possible, if you could help me get there. I
You want
mean,
to get to this?
yeah, I wanna figure out exactly what happened there, you know?
Well,
What it all means, I suppose.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, I think we're piecing it all together. And if there's one thing we can all safely say we've learned about Strahd and this entire adventure, this guy needs to be hooked up with Fantasy Tinder.
What's Tinder?
It's this old like dating post outside of some of the barracks. It's a way to get companionship for a night. But either way, you know, I will. If you say you want to go there, I'll back you up to go there because I do think to go there also.
I mean, I do realize that, well, there were the talks about the thing that's there, like Baba Lizaga, right?
Yeah, I've been thinking I'm destined to go there, my journey to go there anyways.
Yeah, I mean, maybe there's no need to really interact with said thing. I mean, I don't really know what to expect. I do feel
I'm
like
hoping we can hopefully negotiate something. I have high doubts considering our luck so far with most other residents here, you know. But I am holding out hope that at the very least she will not be involved, but I am going to be prepared to put her head on a spike at the end of it all. I really hope not, but you know what they say, right? Prepare for the worst, right? Hopefully my dream doesn't come to fruition.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
if
Nada.
uh, some of what people are saying about this Baba Lizaga is true, well, best to tread carefully.
I've only really heard of the name 3 times in my lifetime. First one was from the old man who told me of Barovia. You know, second time was like in a passing by in the books, and then the third time in my dream. You know,
Hmm.
because the hags say that said that I had some kind of interaction with one of their own before.
I mean, well, what can I say? If you need my help too, you can count on me.
Same for here, Fallon. If you ever need us, we're here for you. I
Who, me?
fuck shit, Irina. Fuck. I was trying to do a whole deep moment.
Hey,
Irina.
no need to curse me.
Oh no, I'm sorry, Irina. I was talking to myself. I was cursing at
Oh,
myself.
all
Not
right.
that into you, man.
We're gonna
Mhm.
back you up and try and get the answers you're owed. All right. Hopefully, figure out what. Hopefully, I think the children will be safe here with the burger my master. Maybe we can all figure out how to figure out their living situation.
Mm.
But yeah, I'd say we can start making our way to the swamp. If that's where you want to go.
Well, I suppose I would like to go there. Yeah, if
Yeah.
you guys are up for it.
Well, you know me. If it's dumb and dangerous and I get to fight something, I'm always down for it.
I'm gonna
I
try and say
seriously-
bye now. Probably Petra, Kita, and hopefully Galen would arrive back by now. Probably coming through the door.
Hey, Perksha, you feeling better?
She's still a little bit zoned out. Like as such, she's on autopilot, but she's just
Need like
kind of
tears?
there, but not there.
Need to hear something?
Um. Yes, maybe. I don't know. Um,
I'm gonna try making you tea. I don't make many of those, but I'll make us some tea. Y'all want some? I point out like Galen and Fallon, yeah, and Kita and Irina.
Fallon went upstairs. She's
Yeah, I know.
gone.
Yeah, I'd be like, oh, by the way, Kita, Fallon's upstairs. I'm not sure which room, but she's upstairs if you're going to be looking for her.
He doesn't say a word, and she just heads up the stairs.
Yeah, I'm going to give her a good night before I say I'm sorry to that. I'm going to go to the. I'm going to try making like tea for for us to calm down with.
Yeah. Perch is just gonna sit down at the chair. Just trying to just process the moment.
So what does
And
the medallion do?
it's something beneficial for Galen. He's got in his possessions now.
Nice. Me and Irene have been talking a bit. We're thinking of trying to make it our way. I'm kind of getting tired of the cold environment, and he sets the tea down a bit. And is like, we're thinking of we should start making our way to the swamp.
She slowly sips at the tea.
It just tastes like it is like very badly made tea, but you know, Clint doesn't do tea very often, and it's the best he can do.
You can see she's just like going,
It's bad, I know.
No, it's fine. A little bit of sugar will fix that. And she's putting like 4 sugars in just to mild it out, and she finishes the drink.
Does it help the medicine go down? Sorry.
I was gonna say that.
That's a reference.
I'll see myself out.
She will set the tea down. She goes, but you do realize we need to deal with the wolves. The other wolves are either going to come after us or...
Yeah.
And you can see that she has a bit of a moment. And it's almost like a bit of a shimmer of green that just shimmers over her eyes for a moment. But she goes, but then at the same time, it probably wouldn't hurt to go ahead and try to make them suffer for the things they've done. Of all the things they could have done in the past. And you can see she starts to not twirl her fingers through her hair, but it's almost like it's like her fingers just stiffen up and it's just like chaotically just bending a bit. And then it just stops.
What do you think, Galen?
I don't know at the moment. By the way, Perch, I did tell her.
Oh. How did she take it?
As well as expected, but I was hoping to have more answers for her before I had to tell her.
You have to give her time. It's going to be information overload. And then you see another... I'm going to turn and say there's going to be another slither of green that just seems to just fade over the purple eyes for a moment, then it fades back. Then at the same time, you can always go ahead and be just forthright and just go ahead and just say what you need to say, just to go ahead and get it out of the road.
It's always the best route, man.
If more shows up, that's more determined that I'll probably talk to her again.
Well, I'm going to back you up to the best I can. Might not be much, but if you need me, I'm always going to be there for you, bud.
I think you might want to read my book at some point.
Yeah, I was actually about to ask, can I borrow your book for a bit? Because I might stay up a little late.
Yeah, and then I'm going to use the other one.
As you use the book, you see as your sight and the sights of everyone there go dim.
Here we go.
Oh man!
Another.
Why do we always gotta do this after like a fight and shit?
That's
I
the
think it's
best
the
time.
perfect time.
That's the divine force that is up there.
The best
That's
time
the
ever.
divine force.
All right. Let's see here. Galen, you see the words forming to the book. As always, They say this time I began dealing with something far beyond my experience in magic and needed no wise teacher to tell me it was deadly. Your vision dims and you are transported to a familiar place. The Castle Ravenloft study. The place again seems untouched by time, with rich dark wood paneling, towering bookshelves, and a quiet crackle of fire on the earth. But one detail catches your eye. You see here now a different picture than before. You see now the picture of a red haired woman, Tatiana. You see as Strahd himself stands by the fire there, his posture composed, yet something tense lingers beneath the surface as he listens to a conversation that's unfolding before him. And he realizes he's talking with Sergei and Tatiana. Brother, we decided to get married. We are really happy about it, and I want that you, my family, the men I respect the most, to be the first to know. Strahd answers, Marry, Sergei. Aren't you being a bit hasty with this decision? What about the church? Won't this conflict with their dealings? No, brother. Don't worry. I will speak with them after this. I've decided to not take the clergy. I'm sure they will understand. Will they, Sergei? You should think more about this. Don't rush things. This is a monumental decision, after all. And she, well, she's a commoner. And you see as Tatiana is the one who pleads now and says, Please, Lord Strahd, I really love your brother. And I want to make him happy. I will make him happy. I promise. Please. Don't be like that. Please, give us your blessing. Strahd pauses, his gaze flickering from Sergei to Tatiana, then back again. His expression softens, but just slightly as he reluctantly relents. Very well, then. Sergei pulls him into a brotherly hug, his face alit with joy. He takes the hand of Tatiana and leaves. Their excitement practically glowing in the air behind them. As the door closes, Strahd stands alone, staring after them, his face a storm of shock and disbelief, a mix of emotions wearing beneath the surface. His lips press in the thin line, his hand clenches at his side. Whatever blessing he has given, his heart remains far from content. You're taken then again to a new scene. You're back at Strahd's study, but it's so dark that you can barely see. There's a heavy silence that fills the room. Strahd sits alone at his desk, his eyes in a dark obsession, riffling through ancient tomes and scrolls. He seems to be searching. No, that's not it. No, no, no. What is so much wealth worth is cannot get what I'm looking for. It doesn't matter how much I learn about magic, how much I search. It's simply not there. In a surge of frustration, he sweeps everything on the desk, scattering papers, inkwells, and books across the floor. He stands amidst the chaos there, the chest heaving, the firelight flickering in his eyes, and then the silence is broken by a voice, a soft, rasping amalgamation of familiar tones. Rahadin, Alexandra, Sergei, Tatiana, a single voice speaking from the depths of his mind. You cannot find what you seek in a book. Strahd freezes, a chill creeping up his spine. He whips round, terror flashing across his face as he searches into the room. Shadows stretch and grow as the fire splitters out, leaving the place now in complete darkness. The comfort of the study is gone, replaced by biting cold. Candles are snuffed as an Arctic breeze seems to come out of nowhere. The room fades, only the howls of winter remain, and the wind carries a whisper beckoning him through the darkness. Come to me. As the vision begins to fade once again, it presses you to act quickly. The lights come back to the study, and you have a chance. As Strahd, no one is there to watch over you. You have but a moment to make a choice. What do you want to look for here? In the heart of the castle.
Was there a book in particular he was reading?
He was reading a book that seems to be right atop the table there.
And it was a spell book or just a regular book? Just so I have clear.
Only one way to find out. Is that what you want to look for?
If anybody else has something they want to look for, yeah, I guess I'll take a look at the book if it's just me doing the investigating part for that one.
All right. What about the others? What are you looking for?
I'm going to take notice of the book. I'm going to just sort of walk over with Clint as in doing so.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to check the shelves for a book on Reborn.
All right.
Is it weird that we're not being watched for once?
What about the
rest? We're always being watched.
I know, but for once we're not being watched.
I've been in this study before without it.
What kind of lighting situation is this room, by the way? Is it sort of like a bit brightly littered with the fireplace?
Yeah. Came back. It seems to be the same state that you found it before. Of course, the picture there changed. It used to be the picture of Strahd. Now it's the picture of Tatiana.
Like to inspect. I almost tried to combine inspect and investigate to inspectigate. So
Inspectigate.
Investigate away.
I would like to inspectigate the portrait of Tatiana and see if there's like a false back or something, or like if there's anything behind it.
All right.
I have an urge to make an Inspectigate shirt now.
All right. Since there are two of you looking at the book, you can roll an investigation for that. Galen, you can roll investigation to see if you find anything, and Fallon also. And
Yep.
the last one that needs to decide what he wants to do there would be.
Oh, I'm
He
using a
does.
skill check for this, by the way.
I will. I want to investigate the scrolls he was looking at.
GM, I would like to also
I didn't find
use,
shit.
I would also like to use my like tactical assessment to pick it up.
Sure.
That's why I did the extra 1d6.
Oh, that's an extra 9 to it. So I got a dirty 20 on that.
All right.
Dumb question. Did I or did I not succeed for it just so I can mark it off in my
Well, it's hard to really say succeed and not, because it's not like that. It's more like a threshold that you can beat and you get more information, usually for skills that
I know,
regard
but it's like,
investigation and history. But you can mark off. I mean,
okay, that's kind of what I want to make
course,
sure, because
of course, anything you roll there is going to give you something extra, so you will always need to remove that if there are trash roll checks.
I got a dirty 20 on that, by the way.
All right. Fallon, roll me an straight up intelligence there.
Oh no. Okay.
You're
The
an
dece-
intelligent girl,
deceased,
right?
the deceased 10.
Uh-oh.
Oh no. Oh! Hey!
All right.
Even with her minus
So,
one.
Fallon, the thing is, you remember last time on the vision there that Strahd himself clicked a button there that opened something behind the fire. It is now that you find such a button, you know exactly what it is. If you click it, there's an opening on the wall.
Yeah.
As for the others, let's see here. Galen, you do find the information about the book, but you realize that, well, not only you, but others do not have much time here. Do you want to skim through it?
More specifically on how to invoke more memories.
All right. I will send it to you later. All right?
All right.
As for the others, Kida, you realize that there are spell scrolls laying about there. It seems that he was studying quite a range of spells. You see things of the first circle until fifth circle there laying about. All of them seem to be marked for study, none of them usable. Seem to be something to use as a copy. You realize all of them are wizard spells, and that he has access to a huge assortment of them.
Right. Any spells in particular catch my eye?
I can give
Particularly
you,
dangerous, or-
let's see, I can give you some here. Give me a second. All right. I think the one that catch your attention the most are, ooh, nice. All right. You get one spell called Scrying.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah. He seems to be able, it seems to have been studying that. There are others that are lower level, but you find one that's particularly nasty. He also seems to have been studying a spell called Disintegrate.
Oh, fuck.
oh, fuck!
Keto's just gonna grab up as many of these scrolls as she can possibly hold,
Good
and
call.
hope they come back with her.
Oh,
All right. Yeah, and Clint, you look into the book there. The book itself seems to be, well, this one in particular seems to be talking about arcane theory, manipulation of the weave, and in particular, there are some notations there that seem to come from, well, someone that you know, Kazan, an archmage. The book itself seems to tell much about the weave, but it's not the book that catches your attention. It's the note that's inside, or from Kazan. It says, "I am really sorry, Master Strahd. This is everything that I have on the matter of the weave. As for the matter of arcane powers of higher viscosity, well, that's something that's really hard to find. But if I come across anything that catches my attention, I will send it towards you." You realize that Strahd seems to be looking for something really powerful.
what kind of spell would Strahd be looking for? This is a book of arcane theory that Kazan had, or at least took notes in. See?
I'm standing next to Clint as I'm reading this. Do I have any understanding about it further? Am I able to connect the dots of what exactly Kazan is trying to go ahead and is trying to notate down on this?
Well, let's see. Roll Arcana.
You know what? Thankfully, I'm proficient with that, but just only by 3
Hmm.
points.
You.
Okay. Let's roll this.
I will.
Hold
Oh.
All right,
Hold
nine.
on. Actually, no. Here's two things. I would like to use my inspiration to re-roll my 20.
All right.
So, marking that off. D20. I'm just going to roll the D20.
Oh no.
Oh, come on!
It got worse.
But I do have a hero point.
So many butts. There's so many butts going on for
So
this.
it's a 7 plus your hero point there.
Yeah. Rolling.
I have a bad joke, but
So,
That's going to take it up
11.
to
11.
11.
Perch,
Should have
sadly,
just gone ahead and...
that's way too advanced for you to understand. It seems to denote control of the weave, manipulation of it to manipulate life itself, but I mean, it's something that go ways beyond something that you could ascertain. You realize that if you were a wizard, you would have a better understanding, probably. Translating to, I would give you advantage. But I will tell you something here, and this is as a DM. You should never call that you have proficiency, because that's what happens when you do. You roll a 4. Every time someone says, "Oh, I have proficiency," and then you see the 1, the 2, the 5.
I know.
Yeah, it's like it's
defense.
jinx. It's jinx.
In
Yeah.
her defense, this is
Yeah.
furniture we're talking about.
I mean,
Those
yeah.
It's either a hit or a miss.
I mean, we can all agree that 6 was high enough for her.
It's an impressive roll.
It's
for
like
her.
an all point high for Percha.
That's like a nat 20 for our Percha, you know?
Come on.
You say that, but she's saving the crits for the last fight. Seven,
Oh, yeah.
seven,
Oh, yeah.
7 crits in a row.
Oh my god.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
So what's behind the
Okay.
fireplace?
All right. All right. All of you get some information in regards to something and whatnot. But you see that it opens. It goes into a side room that seems to be maybe 15 by 10, not that big. And right at the center, you see an ornate chest. That's about it.
Opening that motherfucker.
All right, as soon as you move towards it, the vision takes you away, sadly. And you are taken to the next one.
No, come on. 2 more seconds here.
I mean, we all know why the visions is here, right, guys? Now you have
know
some
what?
information.
We know that it's there for when we have to go to the actual castle.
Exactly.
Yeah, we know we have to go there.
All Conrad did was cock tease us into knowing that it's there, and he just took us away and said, "Ha ha ha! don't get to play with it."
You are welcome.
Yeah, but here's the thing. It doesn't matter if we know where the chest is if he disintegrates us before we can get to it.
That's true.
Hold on. Whoa. Let's find out first if those spell scrolls you grabbed have come with you.
Oh yeah, then we can cast Disintegrate on him.
All right, I will give you something here, Kira. If you know the answer for this question, I'll give you inspiration. Do you think the scrolls are there?
Oh God, no.
Yeah, you get an inspiration. Spot on.
Wow.
Oh, you're not gonna let us have a school of disintegration.
Wow.
I know that.
Like he's gonna give us a school disintegration.
Here's the thing: even though disintegrating is really good, scrying is really just as good because it's gonna find people wherever you are.
Oh yeah, no.
So it also
If it
answers
works.
how he keeps looking at us.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Freaking voyeur creep.
But there's still a visual going on here, guys.
Oh, sorry.
You find yourselves now transported yet again, but now to a jagged mountain path. The chill bites your skin. Shadows cling to the rocks as the scene unfolds before you. And you see as Strahd moves through the dimness there, his cloak billowing as he ascends this path through a mountain. He looks around with a mixture of fear and determination. His every step seems to be heavy with purpose. The voice continues to beckon him, weaving through the wind with an ethereal, otherworldly pull. Yes, come to me. I have what you seek. Strahd voice breaks through, strained with desperation. Come where? Where am I going? Who are you? The voice responds, dismissive and assured. Pointless questions. Just keep going, and you will have everything you have ever desired. You sense a crack in Strahd's stoic mask. His ambition seems to be what's shining through his eyes now. His resolve grows as he continues forward. Seems to be blind to anything but his own desires. And then, like a whisper in the wind, you realize that you have the power to talk to him, to ask him something. You have but a moment, but an opportunity. So, what do you ask of the man who seems to regard your voice as something to be heeded?
Can we? Do we know who this person is yet?
The other voice?
No idea.
Who are you?
No.
All right.
Fallon
The
will.
answer to the question is, what do you mean? I am Strahd. What? What are you looking to do with me? All right, you use one of the questions. You have 2 more.
God damn it.
Damn it!
Oh, I didn't realize
Does that
we're
count as
the
a
voice.
question?
You are the voice right now. You have 2
Okay,
questions.
okay,
Good.
okay. I thought
Okay,
you were.
okay.
I thought you were saying
Yeah, I thought we
asking
were
the
talking
voice
to
the
the voice.
question.
No, you
Oh,
are
my
the
bad.
I got an
voice.
idea. I got an idea. I got an idea of the question. Okay,
Oh,
I'm
no,
going to
no.
let you out before I ask.
Talk
Okay.
about what the question is and see if it's going to work well with what we need to.
We
I
don't
that's
have
what-
time to discuss it.
Go. He seems to be just climbing down, up the mountain. Of
We're
course.
asking the guys, be like, should we ask him what kind of magic he's trying to find from that arcane?
What is it that you
area?
seek?
Yeah.
I seek power. Power to control. Power to be something more. This wretched body of mine. This old husk that she sees as an elder. I do not want this anymore. 2 questions gone. 3rd one.
What the fuck?
What would you do for immortal life?
Anything. And that's the last question. And you are taken out of this place.
I'd like to use my inspiration for another question.
I would like to cash out my prize.
Yes, I would like to cash out, you know?
All right, you get Meteor Swarm. Congratulations.
Yay!
Oh, sweet, I can have Meteor Swarm?
You can I have bad news.
It is
One
weird.
day.
Do a deck saving throw.
Oh no!
Okay.
Boom!
Jesus, girl.
You take 100 and 140. Let me see.
I guess absorb
I'm-
elements and then
I'm
dodge.
dead.
Oh
All
god.
right.
We're all
Let's
gonna
see
die.
here. I think that's it. Is this it? Wait me a second.
Is this it? Is this it?
Is this the end of everything?
Is
Is
this
this
it?
the end of life?
It's
That's why
the
it's-
end
Oh, I
of
see.
life.
Yeah. All right. You take
Ah,
the fuck?
131 damage.
that's a pretty bad roll.
Spread out amongst all of us.
Boom!
That's
Alright.
a pretty bad roll for a meteor.
Half
strike.
because I'm a tiefling.
Yeah, true. Half.
Have absorbed elements.
I mean, at least half of this is half because the rest is
counterspell.
bludgeoning.
Oh my god.
Absorbed
All right.
elements.
All right, we are getting off track here with this joke. It's
Spell
going too
magic!
far.
Spell magic!
It's going too far. All right. All right, let's go. The icy winds stings cutting through your skin as Strahd strides forward. His eye seems to be fixed at a distant structure that hugs the mountainside. You see this.
This is
At
really
least-
supposed to be black right now.
You were supposed to be seeing something, but you are not.
Oh, I see
Yeah.
now.
Oh, I see it now.
Oh. Uh-oh.
You see a place with statues and a massive door made of amber. The temple there, it seems, comes into your view as Strahd glimpses the sight of his objective. A strange dark elation fills him, and his pace quickens, oblivious to the days that he spent traveling, and oblivious to the treacherous mountain terrain he crossed. Only his ambition drives him forward now, blocking out everything until the sound of crunching snow behind him brings him to a halt. As he turns, he sees someone Alexandra Gimlin. Her cloak seems to be wrapped tightly around her, her expression a mixture of worry and determination, as she shouts from the distance, Lord Strahd! What are you doing here? Stop, please! Strahd stops, his face hardens as he regards her. Alexandra, this is not of your concern. Leave. Alexandra's voice shakes as she pleads with him, her eyes searching his face for the men she once knew. What happened to you, Lord Strahd? You've grown distant, dark. You spend all your times in the shadows with no thought for those who care for you. I'm here to bring you back, to bring you home. Home? Loved ones. Don't make me laugh, Alexandra. The one I love is not mine. And this wretched body, this aging relic, is nearly spent. After everything I've done, after everything I've won, it will all slip through my fingers. Soon I will be nothing, just a man who will be forgotten. But this is not my destiny. I will have what I want, even if I must take it by force. Strahd, there are forces here that you cannot control. My brother, he warned me about this place, that its darkness has destroyed men greater than even you. If you step through that door, you risk everything you've built and everyone who has stood beside you. Please listen to reason. Strahd eyes darken, his grip tightening on the hilt of his sword. Pitiful, Alexandra. You think this pathetic ultimatum will make me falter? I will claim my destiny. I will claim her. And if I must go through you, then I shall enjoy every step. The last fragment of the vision fades as Strahd strides forward, sword in hand. An ominous glint of satisfaction in his eyes. His chilling resolve casts a shadow over the shadowy landscape, leaving Alexandra with no choice but to stand in his way.
Oh boy. Disintegrate!
I feel tempted as if Percha would go ahead and yell out at that, saying the words loudly of no, but I doubt that would actually make any effect.
I scream in the Excalibur tone from Soul Eater, Fool!
All right, so it is at this point the division fades, and you are brought back to where you were before. Some of you in your rooms, others, well, minding their end of the day there in the village of Kresk. And now you're back in the burgomaster's house.
I look to the people sitting around the table and be like, so, was my tea really that bad, or do we all have another vision together?
I thought I was the only one having the cup of tea, and you just made one for me only.
I made some for everybody. I tried sipping it because I thought it'd be weird.
Glad I did not take the tea then.
You can't eat anything. You don't eat anything, man.
I can based on ceremonial.
Oh yeah, fair enough.
I don't have to, but for appearances, I might.
Yeah, fair enough.
I think nobody else besides us were in that room.
And Irina.
Irina, she just
Well, she
looked at
knows
you and
I'm not
says,
living.
You went out again, like the last times? A vision?
Yeah.
Yep.
I think we might have figured out the location where Strahd went to become, well, I guess for lack of a better term, Strahd.
And not to mention that might be where we need to go eventually as well.
But we don't know where it is still.
Oh, so we know it's snowing, so it's
And in the mountains.
yeah.
I'm gonna speak to the other two to see what their thoughts are and bring them downstairs if they are in their headspace to talk. And she'll stand up and she'll head over upstairs to where Fallon and Kita are because they're not downstairs with us, they're upstairs.
Yep,
Yeah,
I am
yeah.
reading the book that Galen gave me. I am reading it fervently.
So I'll get up to the door. I'm just gonna use my fingernails to tap on the door instead of a whole proper knock, and I'll be like, it'll be the whole rat-tat-tat with my fingernails.
Rat-ta-ta-ta-ta.
Fallon, Kita.
You can
I'll
come
go
in.
to the door.
I'll open the door and I'll just pop my head in and go, so you saw what we saw downstairs, I'm guessing?
Yep.
Mhm.
You want to share your input about it?
That depends.
And I'll just sort of squeeze in through the door and I'll just close it behind.
I think personally I've had enough group activities for one day, but fine.
Yeah. If you're not up for it, don't
Really
push yourself.
Good.
I'm never in the mood to talk to Clint, but I'll go.
This feels important. So let's start with now.
And she'll just open the door and step out, leaving the door just ajar enough for you to come out when you're ready.
Fallon will extend her hand to Kita. Just be like, come on.
Yep. Kita will take
Hey,
Fallon's hand and join her.
And downstairs they go.
Hey, Galen, about this trial of the mists, how do you expect it to teach us?
Which page are you on?
Shit. 10 through 12, important excerpts, the Oath of Vigilance.
Ah, okay. And which one are you trial with? Nah.
Yeah, I'm moving over my computer. My phone's not doing too well for it.
Took me a minute to find that section for you.
Hold on. I'm scrolling down.
Plant Fallon and Kita have reappeared downstairs.
Let's see here. You said I should read the more death's branch.
Morden Tush is
Mordentush,
my
yeah.
faith.
Okay.
Are we having a family meeting?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Is the Oath of Vigilance fall into that category or no? I'm trying to make sure I'm understanding the book right.
Yeah, those excerpts are just like. I'll send it so that way they can continue that.
Yeah. But yeah, no. Sorry, I see Valen and them going down. I just put the book away.
Well, sounds like wherever the location of that temple is what the reading from Madame Ava gave us. But at least we know the moment Strahd became who he is now.
We still don't know what he did, though. Or if that was the final place he went.
It's a good place as any to start, though.
But where is that?
Well, it's snowing. There's only certain parts.
How many mountains do we know of around here? Kita will
A
walk
one.
over the window and just stare north to the giant mountain.
There are some to the south. There's a lot to the south, based on the Barovian map.
Yeah. But I think the only one I know of is the one that snow is the one where we're currently at, unless the other mountains snow.
But based on the map, I don't see a road going into that mountain range. There, because of that pass we ran into, that might be in the very south region, because it looks like there's a pass through that way.
I'm going to that map real quick. It's just, I think you get what you mean, but I don't think I don't think that might, unless it's like a weird seasonal deal, you know.
I think if it's snowing there or snowing here in those mountains, it's probably snowing at the top of these mountains too.
Fair enough.
Man,
And there
I really
appears to-
thought we were done with cold weather.
Well, we got cold weather gear, so we're okay for now.
Yep.
If we go that way.
That doesn't mean I have to like
Oh.
it.
But
Oh,
here's
by the
thing,
way,
at least-
I was going to be like, I was trying to see where the swamp is, because that's one of the places that Irina wants to go to eventually.
Okay. At least now we have an idea of how Strahd is keeping tabs on us. But he does have a bit of a more than just
The swamp is here.
peeking his nose. He has that disintegrate that we need to worry about, which means he's a bit powerful.
Well, at least now that we are aware of how he's watching us,
Mm-hmm.
we might be able to stop him some way.
I agree.
But I'm going to raise a very concerning question, though. Do we know where in the mountains that it could be? Because that's still a lot of ground to cover.
I mean, it seemed he was following a road, so that limits down, but...
Yeah, but still, that's a lot of road to cover.
Well,
If
I
we
guess-
were
Do
to
you
describe...
see Irina seems to be not understanding
Yeah.
that well, and says, "What are you talking
Fill her
about
in.
exactly?"
Okay, we fill her in on everything, so that way she's caught up. So she's brought up to speed about what we have seen. But I'll
Irina,
turn and say, yeah.
Do you know of a temple in the mountains anywhere?
No, but I suppose we could ask. I mean,
Do you know who might know?
maybe the witch there, Jenny, or even the elves. They seem to have been here for quite a while. Not the ones from Valaki that worked with the Baron, of course. I mean, the ones with the cut ears.
Stunning.
Yeah. I don't know.
I
don't
doubt
know
that Vistani
if
will talk to us.
Don't know if they want to talk to us, but
Yeah.
Well,
I'm willing to give anything a shot.
Hmm.
Maybe we
I'm
can ask the
nothing if
druid.
not.
Well, I would also like to go to the swamp, even if it's just like to get there to see what's there. Like we can hide, I suppose.
The abbot might also know.
I
But
don't know if I feel comfortable asking the abbot.
I doubt the abbot's gonna go ahead and be forthcoming about any information since we've kind of tapped a bit of
I
information
mean,
out of it.
we're not asking.
He hasn't.
We're not asking him for a favor. We're asking if a being who has lived in this land very clearly for a very long time, if
I'm not
he's
gonna
familiar
disagree.
with his hometown.
The abbot hasn't lied to us yet.
But at the same time, it's whether or not he wants to. The thing here is, we're asking something of him. He's gonna think of it as
A favor.
a favor, no matter what. I think he might be resistant
Maybe.
to helping us.
Maybe,
But
but
She's the option here. And before we leave far from here, let's not forget we have a pack of angry wolves on our heels.
yeah,
Kind of feel put in some
maybe
track.
he knows what to do about that as well. Not how to kill the wolves, but if he knows of a spell that could solve the imminent problem that Kira, Clint, and I face. Because I don't know about anyone else, but I would not like to turn into a werewolf.
We're not going to turn into a werewolf.
We will.
You felt what we felt too, Clint.
Kind of felt pretty normal how I normally fight in battles, a little more savage than usual.
You're gonna tell me you
Clint.
didn't feel anything after that fight? Your blood boiling over?
That's generally how I felt feeling most instances like that. I'll be a little more intense.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna. I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
figured someone was going to call my
It's
bullshit, but
completely different, I suppose. But you
Yeah,
can
I
lie
might have
if
felt
that's
it,
what you
but
want.
I might have felt it a little bit.
can-
But it was a drip.
You
You can
felt
lie
a,
to them.
I think you're confusing adrenaline with blood rage.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
it might have been
it's
a drink.
it's
I might have
something
just been in my adrenaline state.
something
Um,
quite different.
Sweat
It
Peasant.
even it scratches upon you now. It always seems like there's something the back of your mind scratching, trying to get out at this time. Almost like a
Petra's
taint.
gonna look
I would like to not let it out.
Petra's gonna look at Clint and go, that sensation that you guys are talking about, whatever it is, whatever is involved with it, we can't ignore it. We need to be careful from this point on, because anything that could happen to us could be bad. And I don't think we want to go ahead and have to face a very dangerous situation when it comes to one of us.
I mean,
And then
That's why I say,
Mhm.
what's the worst that can happen if we don't go to the abbot and ask for help?
a shimmer of green is
The
going
worst
to
thing that happens is he says no.
A shimmer of green's going to go over Perch's eyes, and she goes, well, unless you all want to go ahead and actually get yourselves killed in the process, that's actually totally fine by me, because as far as I'm concerned, we can just go ahead and do that. And shimmer of green disappears.
hey, Perch, are you okay? You've been kind of
Excuse me?
zoning out a lot lately.
Yeah.
Did you get it in the head? Because if you want, you can borrow.
Is staring at Perchin with a She's definitely glaring at Persia like, who the fuck do you think you are?
Sorry, I don't know why I said that.
You know, about the voices that Strahd was speaking with, kind of not exactly like it, but it's kind of the same that I hear. There's a difference.
Is it?
There's a difference. I just can't put my finger on how on it. You know.
So
You
you're
know
saying
that.
it's similar, not the same?
Yeah, it's kind of like ballparked a bit. I don't know what was being. I don't know who tells me. It's kind of like how I got my magical secrets. You know, the voice is kind of
You're what?
when I got when I started being able to do magic and stuff.
Got it.
The voice is kind of whispering in my head, telling me to do it. It's kind of like why I put the carved talismans and put them in the fire and stuff. Or when I wrapped around my halberd and hand axe and such.
Sure.
Yeah.
They're not the same.
I think we know the plan of action here. I think while we're here, let's just give the Abbey one more shot. If he says no, he says no, and we never have to go back.
I do hope he at least cures us.
I don't think it would be a bad idea to stop by the lake again.
Yeah.
I know it's a long shot, but we need to try anything we can.
Galen, do you know anything?
I don't think so.
You don't know. You don't have any magic to remove a curse or anything like that at
I
all?
I have one that might work, but I gotta prepare it, and it's pretty high up on the chain.
I mean,
Can we try it tomorrow?
I can prepare it. I just gotta figure out which spell I'm gonna lose for the day.
how many times can you cast it in succession?
If nothing happens for the rest of the day, I can probably cover all of you with level 3s and 4s. Well, you know what I'm about to do with the 3 and 4s. I can cast it times. About to do 3 or 4s in game about three or 4 times.
I got it.
You're just gonna look at your fingers and like try to do the math. And
I can only count to 2.
Yeah, I know. Usually most of our 2.
Anything after
Well, most
that,
of them is
no
like
idea.
2. Most of them are like 2 per
That's how I
day.
imagine a lot of the spellcasters is do math. Like there's a numerical chart in their head that tells them they can do this so many times a day. It's like lifting weights, you know. Beautiful
yeah.
minding. Exactly.
Well, if it works on one of us, then
So
I think it's worth.
Doing for the rest of you? Yes.
So
Yeah.
who do we get? Who would be the first to get checked?
balance.
Well,
Fair enough.
I'll probably lose the similar ability of the lake for the day, and then just use that. Unless you guys think we need it.
what ability?
Above table, me losing lesser restoration, I'll gain remove curse.
Yeah, I think that's fine.
Fair enough.
Are you me? I don't know. I don't.
Yeah, go
Kita
for
can
it.
go first.
It'll have to be tomorrow. I have to prep the spell.
That's fine. But Kita first.
Fallon. No.
Town will just look at her and just give her a look like this isn't up for discussion.
Kita's gonna give me back the same look.
Well, that explains Kita's
We
remark.
could flip a coin.
There's no point in flipping the coin. It's just a matter of who wants to go ahead and wants to go ahead and be the test subject. It's not that hard.
We need an idiot to be a test subject. I'll be the idiot.
No, it's not about being an idiot. It's about the fact that someone in this room decided she didn't want to come back from the dead.
I mean, that sounds like a pretty fair.
And I would prefer that that person does not turn into a werewolf.
That sounds like a pretty fair desire not to want to be resurrected.
I'll just glare at Clint and I'll just give him the shaking of the head, just like.
Okay, never mind.
Like, give him the look going, don't.
I take it back. I take it back.
I will say, in that moment, you do see a bit of a stressful look, and there would be like a slight. It's almost like you see a momentary flicker of like there was just like a multitude of extra dots just going around her face, and then it just fades away within a second as she shakes her head, looking at you with a bit of a stressed look on your face, not on her face.
Are you really sure?
I want to look at Galen and say, despite the uncertainties, if what we think is true, you owe me this. Kita first.
I have no objection.
I lean over to Galen and be like, "What's she talking about?"
And based on the glare she's been sharing, I'm betting you told her, didn't you?
Yep.
I have expected that.
So what is going on?
Well, we are going to find out next time. Or that's
Oh,
how we are
late.
going
You were
to.
20 minutes late!
Good night.
What
No.
do
You were 20 minutes late!
What
Come
do
on,
you? What
another
do
20
you
minutes.
mean?
We also went. We
Guys.
also went 20 minutes over.
Yeah,
No, we didn't.
15.
We still have another.
15.
We still have another 45 minutes.
Five.
Oh my God.
All right, so here's the thing. I am here almost
Conrad
dying.
is dying.
Yeah.
Conrad is dying. Let the
Yeah,
man go to
but
bed.
that's a good
Yeah,
time for us to
exactly.
end because you can think on it during the week.
No.
There.
Okay.
Conrad is dying. Let the man
I
rest.
love I love and I
We're
really
both-
like cliffhangers.
I don't.
Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
cliffhangers.
Well.
Cliffhangers are the best because it makes people sit there, sweat a bit, and go, "What the fuck just happened,
I'm
moment?"
not sweating, I'm
Yeah,
just angry.
you you need to channel your anxiety to be something good. I love
Yeah, that does not work.
when I mean I suppose it might not work for everyone, but that's something good. I mean, no, it's true. I really like I as a player I really like when it leaves hanging there and I can
Oh no, I love
like
a cliffhanger.
have the
Oh, me
entire
too.
week to think on it. It kind of
It makes me want to focus on it.
yeah exactly
Yeah,
that's why
yeah,
I
yeah,
like
I
it. That's why I like
I
it.
just want like another
keep
5
thinking,
minutes. just to-
And then you keep sending messages to the DM asking for things like all of you do to me. You know,
I try
know.
not to.
I don't know what you're
No,
talking
but
about.
that's
Okay,
good.
hold
No,
on.
that's good.
Hold
That's a
on.
good thing. That's a good
Hold
thing to
on.
talk
Conrad
to
is
me.
like, stop bothering me.
No, that's not it. It's a good thing. It's
I
a
try
good thing.
not to.
Yeah. No, it's a good thing to comment to me with anything that you want to speak about and concerns, and not only that, but questions about the game. That means you are invested, and that's fantastic. All right.
Oh, by the way,
Gotcha.
hey, Clint, go read the cleansing mist part, will ya?
Cleansing mist.
Oh my God.
Which chapter is that?
That's that's on the third to last page, fourth. It's in the important parts.
Cleansing. Right.
It's hard to tell from what page is on. Oh, page 12.
Conrad,
Page 12.
speaking of asking you for something, can you check your DMs quick?
No. All right.
Damn.
Oh no. Not quite, but you are almost there.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
You gotta do some things there. You gotta see around the map if there is any points of interest there, and then we can see.
Yeah, there's a couple we could go to.
There's a few.
All right.
There's
I
a
wanna-
few things.
But
I want to check out.
Just a
I
short
will-
to-do list.
I will go because I do think I need to
Yeah.
take a bath.
Okay,
I
yeah,
don't.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Go rest. Feel
yeah.
better. We'll see you next week.
Yeah. See you next
Yeah.
week.